Hi there. In this video, we'll be covering how to find motivation to write a book. It's far too easy as you begin working on a book to put it aside when life gets in the way. But doing one thing can help you keep pushing forward, even when life gets busy. By the end of this video, you will learn the power of purpose, how to be realistic about your skill and ability, and how to make steady, consistent progress with your book. And stay tuned until the end of the video for some awesome tips to help you along. Let's dive in. As you think about your book and as you think about writing it and publishing it, I want you to think about one word: why. Why are you writing a book? What is the goal? What are you hoping to accomplish? Finding your why will help you keep driving forward even amid the challenges. Think about the hardest things you've done in your life. Maybe it was a sports accomplishment, maybe it was an academic accomplishment, maybe it was a career accomplishment, maybe it was a family accomplishment. How did you keep going? How did you keep driving forward amid the adversity and the doubt? There was a bigger purpose, a deeper purpose underneath it. There was something you wanted to accomplish, and getting across that bridge was the means of getting there. It helped you get to this next step. You need to figure out what that next step is, what that goal is, what that mountain you're trying to cross. You need to figure out what that why is. You need to figure out what you want to accomplish, because if you see the end goal, you see what you want to accomplish through this book, it's going to make it easier for you to keep going even amid all these obstacles and hurdles and challenges that are going to crop up in your path. Beyond that, it's important to think about how this book is going to fit within your busy life. How are you going to make it a priority? How much time do you have to commit to this? The amount of time that you have to commit to this every week or every month is going to factor into how long this will take to write the book. If you're only able to devote 1 hour a week to your book, which is certainly fine, it's going to take longer to finish. It's going to take much longer. It might take a year or 2 years or 3 years. And that's okay. It really is about setting goals for yourself. It's really about figuring out how this book fits within your life and prioritizing it accordingly. If it's a massive part of your life, I would be inclined to think that you're going to spend more time on it, more than 5 hours, more than 10 hours. Whatever the time needs, you're going to find the way to make it work. And this is really about being realistic about that. A lot of times when I work with authors and they struggle and they give up, it's because of unrealistic expectations. They have expectations that they're going to do X, Y, and Z to work on the book, and then they don't. They don't have the time, they don't have the energy, they don't have the patience, and the book becomes an insurmountable thing. The book becomes impossible. Your book isn't impossible. I've written impossible books. I've written so many books that clients came to me and said, there's no way, I have no way to move forward, I'm stuck. I have no idea how to make this work. It's been really meaningful for me to see that path forward, to find out what it takes, to figure out what this specific story needs in order to drive forward. You know, before people start working with me and reaching out to me as a ghostwriter, they probably spent 3 or 5 years sometimes 10 years working on a book and not getting as far as they wanted because it's hard, because it's challenging. The harder it is, the easier it is to give up. The easier it is to throw in the towel. I'm telling you, you don't have to throw in the towel. I'm telling you that there's another path, that there's a way to make this work, and there's a way to prioritize your book, continue to make progress, and see through the other side of this, to finish your draft, to get your book published, to see your dreams take flight. It's possible, it's doable, but it requires you to be realistic and set realistic expectations. A big measure of being able to finish the book is all about consistency. It's all about making consistent, steady progress. This isn't about writing tons and tons and tons of words every single night. It's not about staying up all night working. It's not about devoting your entire weekend to writing. It's about making steady progress. If you write 200 words a day, you could finish a draft in a series of months. It really requires you to do the right prep work and get in that space and be ready to do that work. You know, but at the same time, it's possible. It really just requires you to be steady, to make a continued effort to drive forward on it, to make sure to make a commitment to it. And if you're making steady progress, if you're doing writing every single day or every single week, eventually you're gonna get there if it's guided and driving in the right direction. If you're stuck, again, there's ways through this. There's ways forward from the muck and from the darkness. A lot of that requires help, outside assistance. It's easy for us to go into a bookstore and pick up a book and think, how did somebody have the time to write this book? We've all done it. How did so-and-so have the time to write this? The answer is they didn't. They probably didn't. They weren't sitting at home at all hours of day writing while they were managing their busy life. They were doing other things, and they were working with somebody to help them. Typically a ghostwriter. That's what I do for most of my clients. I ghostwrite for them. I meet with them. I talk to them about their book. I write different passages based on the conversations we have. And over time, over the course of 3 to 6 months typically, we end up writing a draft of a book that at one point seemed impossible for them, that seemed insurmountable, a book that they had no idea where to begin with. And then through weekly meetings, an hour a week, you think of it this way. Spend 12 to 24 hours doing anything, doing something. If you were to work with a ghostwriter like me, you could write a draft of your book sounding like you in the sharpest way possible in 12 to 24 hours of your time. That's 1 hour a week for 3 to 6 months. That's a simple thing. Talking through your story. Working with professionals allow you to make the most of your time and allow you to get your time back so you can live your busy life and make the most of your busy life. Running your company, being a thought leader, raising a family, starting an organization, whatever the case may be, you can do all those things and still write a book. It's a force multiplier and it's a level up. And it's a chance to do awesome things while you're still doing awesome things. Just this great piling on of all this awesomeness all together. And through working with me, my clients can unwrap and unravel their message and refine it and understand it and unlock it and take their message so high to so many places. And this book kind of brings everything together. It represents their message. It represents their uniqueness in the world. It represents their desire to be great and to do something awesome. And it allows them to get their message told to do all these things. I love that. I think it's the best. Another path is writing coach. Writing coach support is also awesome. This is typically for people who are doing the writing themselves, need a little bit more accountability, need some structure and guidelines and support, and someone cheering them along. Maybe it's the accountability of weekly meetings. A writing coach is a great step for authors who are making a lot of progress but need support in terms of mapping out their story in the most powerful way and the accountability of driving forward week after week. This is about making the habit of writing a book. It's not about just going out and doing it. It's about doing it day by day by day by day and taking those elements and turning them into something bigger. If you want to learn more about how to find the motivation to write your book, I have just the video for you. The title is It Hard to Write a Book? It's one of my other videos, and I just think you're going to learn so much from it. That video tackles the need to stick with it, efficiency tools, and setting realistic goals. And given the fact that you're watching this video, I think that video would be perfect for you, so check it out. Remember, a good book can change your life. I'm Dan Good. Thanks for watching.